Peace, it's your main man, Jug, Arkatech Beatz. We are live. We are live. We are live. Shout out to everybody that's coming to the live. Had a little technical difficulties just there. But listen, we're going to get it in. Shout out to everybody that's in the live. It's your main man, Juggernaut of Arkatech Beatz.
Arkatech Beatz.
Multi-platinum producers, songwriters. Every night we get together to do the live. You know, music production, beat making. Show people how to use the MPC, how to make these beats. You know what I mean? Jeff, what's happening, man? I'm a little late on the stream, man, under the weather. You know how it go. Trying to make it work, though. But I got some samples in here, you know. We're going to try to get it in. Knicks won. Uh-oh. It's dangerous with the Knicks winning. Yeah, I can't watch the Knicks, man. Give me an ulcer. Peace, Noel. Peace, Jermaine Tucker. What up, y'all? Yeah, we're gonna try to do some grimy music tonight. That's the mood I'm in right now. I'm in grimy music mode. Yeah, man, it's that bad for me. I can't watch them. I gotta watch the highlights, man. It's just too much, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta remember that time when Patrick Ewing did that finger roll, you know, with the Houston Rockets, man. You know, it's just PTSD, man. Can't do it. My nose itching. Let's go. The books that I have on the side are basically books about the music industry. Ultimate Guide to Forming Your Own Music LLC, The Musician's Guide to Music Publishing, and The Musician's Guide to Music Copyrights. When I'm doing the lives, people ask questions, and then I answer questions as it relates to the music industry and the music business. We have 25 years experience in terms of being, you know, music producers, A&Rs, brand ambassadors. You know, you name it, we've pretty much done it. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to help people learn the music business. So let's try to get into this sample, man. I'm gonna take it as a 2-bar loop first, and then try to go into a 4. Hold on 1 second. You wanna put the BPM sync on? Let's go. If they get to the finals, I'm gonna watch that. kind of want Jimmy Butler to win one, but I can't go against the Knicks. We're going to make this 4 bars. The advice that I can give anybody that's trying to get into that, if somebody says they want to work at a label, what worked for us, and this is a long time ago, but those internships, typically the music industry folks work off of interns, man. And the interns are the ones that basically they work themselves some interns. That's what happened with us. My cousin was a mailroom intern, worked his way into street team. Then we started making, I had a studio. I gave him some equipment. We started making some beats. We started putting the tapes together. And while he was at work, he would be playing the beats. Got the ear of some artists. We got a placement. Then he went from street team to A&R. And that's how the game works. You got to kind of work your way in. His education was Institute for Audio Research, to go to a music-related school and then try to get a music-related internship. He said 1 legitimate ring. What most people would do versus changing the LLC name, they probably just have something called a DBA, where you would just do business as something else. And you can have the main LLC doing business as whatever the new company is. Keep the same everything. What up? I would probably check with your Secretary of State, Anthony, to see what it's going to cost to change the name. And I'm wondering if changing the name would be any cheaper than starting a new one. I don't know. If you have like credit and stuff tied to it, then that's different. But if you change the name, then that's still kind of, you have to still change the EIN. You got to change everything. So I'm not sure how that's going to work. I've never had to do that. Atlanta. That's in the live. Hey, Gelati, sometimes it just ain't it. And you might be playing with it and they don't do it. So, do I look for anything in particular when choosing kicks for a sample? It just depends, man. Like, something like this. Sometimes what happens with a lot of these joints, it depends on the time and the speed of it, you know. And this is like a what's your plan with all of this catalog backpack music? Let me guess, you want trap music? So it's like this, man. And it's like this. It's like once you're comfortable doing what you do as a producer, you don't have to chase anybody's trend. You don't gotta go in anybody's direction. You make what you want to make. And that's really the place that I want a lot of producers and musicians to get to where we're not chasing the trend. We're not chasing the sound. We're comfortable in making something that, is just what you want to make with the sample. If you want to make something go one direction, you make it go one direction. If you want to make it go another direction, you go another direction. For those people who have been in my lives for the last 25 days, I've done West Coast, I've done trap, I've done R&B, I've done the pop. My resume is very strong. So it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? And the one thing that I tell everybody that comes into your live is that you cannot be everything for everybody. Maybe it's just not for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the whole thing is like, the internet, and this is how people don't seem to understand how the internet works. And people might think it's like an algorithm thing. It's not an algorithm thing. The internet is designed to find the people that like what you like. That's how it works. So say, for example, if you're into politics, if you notice, if you like something, you keep seeing more of it, right? And that's how people get into their own worlds and echo chambers. And that's what the internet is designed to do. So when you're a creator, you make what you make, you put it out there, and let the algorithm find the people who want to find you. And the people that rock with you will continue to rock with you. Yeah, man, I'm trying to have a I'm trying to get over a little bit of a cold. So I'm still under the weather. So we still trying to make it do what it do. I got on a little late tonight where I had to take a bunch of calls. Nah, man, it's all good. I just want people to understand, like, I was talking to another producer that I'm gonna put on. We're gonna have him on the podcast with us on Sunday, and he's a legacy producer from our era, and he did Jay-Z, he's done Mariah Carey, he's done who else he did? He did Dr. Dre, he's done he does a lot of good big records, and he talks about, like, not really wanting to be on live and do what I'm doing now. It's like, a lot of us from that era, we're not comfortable, producing in front of an audience. You know what I mean? Like, we want to do it in the comfort of our own studios and kind of, do our mad scientist thing and then present it to the world. So it's not an easy thing to, find these samples, cook it up live. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing for me to have the beat already done and then say, hey, this is what I did to it, versus you watching me do it from the, watching me do it and, like, okay, trying to really be cerebral and figure it out. Like, okay, what's going to make this move? And the samples that I got tonight, they're slow. It's all like Griselda type feel. And some of it could be real dope. It's just kind of depends on, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just some of it could be dope, man. It's that's if you're in that vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really got to be in that vibe if that's what you're in it for. You know what I mean? Let's see what we can get out of that. Let's see what we can get out of that. Let's try something. Santana, I appreciate you, brother. everybody that's in the live. Do a little bit more talking in a little bit. I'm just trying to conserve my voice. Okay, so what we're doing now is we're duplicating the sample over into two different banks. And we're triggering two different points. And what we're going to do, we're going to do a mute group. Where one pad turns off the other. Alright, so now we kind of get the best of both worlds. Let's go. Alright? Because I want that piano to keep going. And I want that to end off like. So if you notice, this sample, when it plays the second part, the piano comes out. So listen to it. And then it has that boom, 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 right? So we're trying to combine the both of them. So no L's, right? What we had to do with this is the sample is doing something. It has this piano, right? In the first half of it. Then it starts back right here, where it's empty, right? And then it has that. So what we had to do is, because I want, what I did is I copied the sample over here and then just changed the end point, the start point on that one, where it goes. And then there's a mute group, and it comes back to that. Now what we really need to do on this next one is we need to go back now, do the same thing again. Set the same parameters, right? And then make this one now start at this point now, right? So this one will start. It'll start here. Alright? So now we could do it without the piano. And then what we need to do now is we need to set this mute to where D1 and then D2 will cut off that last sample. So either one of them should cut it off. So now I'm gonna copy this sequence to another sequence, and then see if we can do a see if we can just do a version that just has like that. Back to the other sequence now, right? We're gonna call this one Slow Flows. I need to find a sample that's going to be a little bit more, you know, a little bit more, what you call it, a little bit more, make the live a little bit more lively. Because right now I feel like I'm feeling crazy where I feel right now. Hold on a second. It sucks being sick, man. Stick Up Kid music. That's being from the Bronx. I like that. Let's try it. something is wrong, no else. It shouldn't be taking that long, you know. But at the same time, he's not using an internal. Yeah, I'm gonna speed it up. He's not using an internal drive, so that can be what's making it take so long to write. I'm hoping that it's not stuck, because sometimes it does get stuck. It's one of those nights, boy. It's one of those nights.
She said, Lord, forgive him. Baby,
What the hell was that? We're gonna have to do that. Hold on. There be samples in here. I don't even know what's in it. Mike might have downloaded that. I never heard that before.
baby.
You know, with a car, you never know. A car, you never know what direction they're gonna go in.
Baby, 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 baby.
Try it again.
baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby. Baby,
Let's go.
Baby,
Let's try it again.
baby,
One more time. Come on, man. What's going on? I'm trying tonight.
baby, 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 baby,
gonna save it. We're gonna save it. We did a few joints tonight, but they was like, eh. That's okay.
Baby. Baby. Baby.
Send it to me in the DM, hero. Any questions for me in the live before we jump up out of here? I want to thank everybody for rocking with me tonight. Tonight is a slow night. I got on late. I got some. I put on some sleepy music vibes tonight, like sleepy, like slow flow. People was complaining in the chat, like, "Yo, what you gonna do with all this backpack music?" Like, what you gonna do with the backpack music, bro? Like, yo, you can. So what operating system are we using? I think we're using the 3.4. Whatever the latest one is, man, I'm using it, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't really like to. When I first got it, I didn't really like that other software. This one works better for me. And I've only been on it for about 8 months, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, I had to learn this whole new platform, and I'm coming from the last MPC that I owned was the MPC 2000 XL. He said, forget all the noise. And the Knicks won tonight. That's right. The Knicks won tonight. Listen, I think what happens is like this, man. Is like I've been saying it from the beginning. You know, when you're in this business, you cannot do everything for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't, like if you're trying to, produce for every single artist out there, it's like you lose yourself. You'll be continuously chasing the trend. And trust me when I tell you, that is like the quickest way to fall out of love with this. That like for real. Like you will fall out of love with this thing so fast. You will be in one of the worst types of places, mentally. Dealing with chasing the trends and trying to be like whatever else is going on. Like just do what makes you do what you want to do, and like I said, post consistently and let the algorithm find your tribe. Like that's how it works. It don't work any other way. Like any other thing that you're hearing, all the gurus, blah blah blah. You post consistently. You put out the content that you want to put out. You look at your analytics. You see what people like. You see what people don't like. You know what I mean? Like I know what makes a live jump. You know what I'm saying? I've been in here with my live going crazy. If I'm making those joints that's rocking, like, you know what I mean? There's a certain tempo to that. There's a certain feel to that. I know what that is. Like that's like me DJing a party. I know what it is. You know what I mean? I know what's going to get the people hype. It's just all about your mood, you know what I'm saying? Like, I might not have been able to complete that mood tonight, So, that's one of those things. But shout out to everybody that's in the live. Shout out to everybody that sent me super chats. Anybody that sent me roses, flowers. Like TikTok got like cookies and all types of weird things that they be making people send. I don't even know what that's about. See, Beats to Rhyme, I don't want to use I don't want to use the PC at all anymore. If I'm being 100% honest with you, I don't want to use the PC at all. I was in my Serato earlier today, and I had gotten a copyright strike, and I was in my YouTube. I got a copyright strike. I start looking for the record that they said I was using, and I'm like, I know I got a license for this, so I don't even know what they talking about. And I couldn't find the beat because the record that they said I sampled from had 2 different samples in it, and one of the samples I remember making a beat from, and I couldn't find it on my Serato. When I was going through my Serato, I was like, yeah, I don't miss this. I was like, I don't miss this, man. Like, I don't miss this computer, click the box. Like, I don't like it anymore. Like, I want to feel my past, I don't want to do the click the box anymore. I feel like that's what took the joy out of my music for a long time. I couldn't put my finger on it. Until I started going with the live. And then when I started going with the lives, when I started doing the beats live, and I'm like, okay, and I'm able to this, and then I'm this, and I'm turning this, and I'm doing this, and I'm like, yeah, I missed that. Like, that's what it was. It was just too much computer. You know what I mean? But I think what happens is that me coming from the analog world and then wanting to get into the computer world, I got into the computer world because I wanted to get away from all of the knobs, right? Because if you remember, the computer would have like, not the computer, but the mixing board would have like hundreds of knobs, you know what I'm saying? So like you wanted to get away from that, like all these knobs, you know what I mean? So you go from being a knob snob, pause, I don't know if that works or not, and then you don't want to do it anymore, and then you go back to doing it again. Yeah, it's all about preference and timing, I think that's really what's most important is preference and timing. So, I had to find my samples and send back my appeal. I feel like I feel like we'll be okay in terms of I have the licenses. So I think the one thing that I think the one thing that I needed to do with the licenses is that I needed to include a folder that had the licenses in the appeal. And I didn't do that before. So I think once we do that, we should be good. I never got a chance to use 2.15, so I can't miss what I never had. Yeah, I can't miss what I didn't have. But I feel like I wanna play some beats. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play some beats, and I think that's gonna help my mood. I think that'll help my mood tremendously. Let's play some good music. Hold on a second. Let me see what I got in here. Yeah, 2.15 is still available. I need to charge this Fitbit here. We've been live for an hour and 20 minutes.
Arkatech Beatz.
That's different. Which one we talking about? The one that sounded like Godzilla was coming? Which one we talking about, Jacoby? Hit the second one. Might have been this one. Okay.
Arkatech Beatz. Arkatech Beatz. Arkatech Beatz.
It be stuff like that. It be stuff like that we be making. That sounds like we trying to make the world crash. I ain't even gonna hold you though. I think the live that had, I think the live that had the most, that was the most lit, was the live that had the West Coast music in it. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, when I had the West Coast music going, I think people was really liking that. I'm like, I would never have thought they would have liked these West Coast beats like that. And we did another one. Yo, Hero, get your man, yo, that was talking crazy in the chat, yo. I've been doing this a long time, man. Yo, Santana, I appreciate you, man. I ain't gonna hold you, man. Like, listen, I appreciate you. It's the people that coming into the chat. It's the people that's, you know, engaging in the chat. The people that's coming up every night. Like, yo, like I appreciate that, man. Like, you know, people that sharing the live, sharing it with people. Nah, you know, what happens is like this, man. It's like, we have to remember that it's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, listen. I'm a veteran, man. Like, you know when you know that you've been through it is when you go into the studio, or if you ever go into a studio with a bunch of other producers and you got to play your music in front of everybody, and we trying to get a spot on that album, and the artist just be like, next, next. So you know, you got to get used to the rejection if you want to be in the game too. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody gonna like your stuff, man. It's like that sometimes, you know what I mean? But this was a vibe. Maybe you want to go to the barbecue. Like, sometimes it's just crazy. Yeah, it's just, when it's West Coast, it's West Coast, you know what I mean? Like, it just depends on what vibes I'm in, you know what I mean? Like, so if I'm in a good vibes, you know, it's gonna be a certain way. And it's all good, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not even tripping at all. Who remembers this beat?
Arkatech Beatz.
The kits that I'm using, man, I put them together. You know what I mean? I'm not, you know, it's just kind of a mishmash of a bunch of things that we put together. These beats are available right now, arkatechbeatz.com. I think only 5 licenses left.
Beatz.
You know how that go.
Arkatech Beatz.
I like this one. Of course, gotta tweak them to hit harder.
Arkatech Beatz.
Yeah, that one goes. I like that one a lot.
Arkatech Beatz.
Yeah, y'all know what it is. So, beats to rhyme, right? Sometimes to tweak your drums, you might want to add an effects to the pad itself. You can either go parametric EQ, or sometimes a low pass filter, or a combination of both. It just depends. But I am a very, very, very large advocate for making sure that you're choosing the right drum sounds to begin with. If you are trying to overly tweak and make something go, I don't think that, I think that's a bad place to start. Because what happens is, like, you wind up spending forever trying to mix your drums into the rest of your music. And for those who come into the live with me, like, you notice that I'm not doing any of that. I'm not doing any really mixing and all of that stuff. Like, the most that I'll do is I'll level off a drum sound, and that's about where it ends. You know, so I don't have to worry about going back and saying, I'm going to EQ these snares, pick your sounds correctly. Right? If you pick your sounds correctly, you ain't got to worry about that. Hey, man, welcome here, man. Welcome. The first time people here, man, welcome, man. Like, listen, I'm here to answer the questions, you know, and I think that's what I want to spend a lot more time on the live. Like, yeah, it's cool to make the beats, but I want to answer y'all questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only way you're going to get real value out of it is, ask the questions in the chat, and then I'll answer the questions, whether it be anything about any music publishing, copyright. You just ask the questions, man, so that we can get you right. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people need to know, you may be asking questions that other people may be having at the same time, you know? Yeah, so I like to make sure that I'm working with certain types of sounds. Like, that's the main thing. And then what me and Mike are going to start doing is we're going to start, like, really doing a lot more in terms of sound design, and then giving out, creating more kits. I think a lot more people want to kind of have those drums that are cutting through, and I think that real hardcore hip hop sound is coming back. Yeah, I just picked the right sounds, man. Like, I ain't gonna hold you.
Beats. Arkatech
Beatz.
Hold on.
Arkatech.
I pick certain sounds. So if you notice, this kit right here it says kit number 2, and I've progressed from this kit to if I go to a new project, let me do that. I've changed the sounds. What I do every time I find new sounds, I keep telling the chat, like, listen, set your pads up with the sounds that you want, and then as you start making beats, you start process of elimination, right? Like as you get to a as you get to a kit, or as you get to a sound that you're not using, don't be afraid to replace it with something that's a little bit that sounds better. So let's say, for example, I have a So I may start with these kits here, these drums here. So normally I keep about 1/808 in here, and then everything else is just. Now over the last few beats, I've been doing a lot of drums with either this kick, this kick, that kick, and this one. So maybe these 4 or 6 kicks. This one I haven't used often. Right? Now, also you want to make sure that your drums are normalized, right? So if you have a kick here, you want to go into a process and you want to make sure that it's as loud as it can go by normalizing it. So that's something that you want to start with first. You want to by normalizing your waves, making them like hot. Now, what we want to also do is we want to be careful that we're not overloading. You know what I mean? So that's another thing. So let's say, for example, I'm going to go to an empty bank. And there's no drums here. All right. Now, depending on your samples, right? So I have a sample library that's, I got a lot of samples. You know what I mean? So if I put in, kick, it's going to be a lot of kicks that come up. It says, what monitors do I have at the moment? So here, these behind me right here are the rockets, right? Those are the small rockets. I don't know if you can see them. Right? You can see the rockets there. And then if we go on this side, I got Yamahas, I got Behringers, and I got another set of Mackeys up there. So I got a few monitors in here. It's not a It's a few joints in here, but the ones that I use primarily are the Yamahas. Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you, through my studio journeys, that's the one set of speakers you're gonna see everywhere. It's gonna be them Yamahas. Them NS10s, man. You're gonna see them everywhere. You know what I mean? Like those were the ones that translated the best. It didn't color your sound. It didn't give you too much bass. It didn't give you too much treble. And everything back in the days was about making sure that your music was able to translate good on everywhere. Car, back then people had Walkmans. Jesus Christ. All that other stuff. Yeah, you gotta just add the Yamaha, man. Sometimes you can get them one at a time. California's tough, man. I hate to tell you, man. California is such a tough place to do any type of business. If I'm being honest, I'm not sure if you can open up an LLC outside of the state. I don't know what the penalties are. Some people do those either those Nevada LLCs or sometimes they do the Delaware ones. It just depends on what your state regulations are going to be. Because that's really the big issue, would be the state regulations. So back to the drums, right? Right. There's different drum loops here, And some of it's from cymatics. You know, I'm gonna go. Let me sort it by size. And it's just different ones here. And listen, you'll hear it like if you'll hear it sound light. If it sounds too light, it's too light. You know, it's not a kit. There's no kits here. I'm just searching for kicks throughout my whole sample library. And it's a whole bunch of kicks. It's still loading. That's why I can't seem to get it to play right. Yeah, Cymatics got good stuff. Beat Butcher got good stuff too now. You know what I'm saying? He got good stuff now. Don't sleep. Everybody got joints. If you can see my screen got everybody's joints. And what you gotta do is if you hear something that you like, you take that and then you gotta make it your own. And that's why I say, you may have to do a little para EQ, you might have to do a little filtering, you may have to truncate it a little bit, cut things up, just to make it do what you want it to do. So yeah, like I was saying before, I use a lot of I go between Splice, TrackLib, Cymatics. And I got some Beat Butcher packs. I ain't gonna hold you. Some guys got some good packs, man. You gotta go out there and you gotta really start digging through the packs. Like I said, we're gonna try to make some packs that's gonna be available to folks. To kind of help you with the process. Like that sounds pretty good. It's a tight kick. See, that's like a little light, you know what I mean? That one's too round. Like that's like more of like a trap 808 type of vibe. And that's a decent kick, but this is like a kick that you would have to use. You'd have to probably put more low end on. And when you start going through kits, when you start going through different kicks and snares, you'll start to know that what you want and what you don't want. I got a few more minutes before I jump off the live. Has anybody got any other questions, anything like that they want to ask before I get out of here? And listen, you can still go to good old breakbeats now. If you're a DJ, then it's good old breakbeats, and then start chopping them up. And when you start chopping them up, then you know what it is when you start doing that. I gotta try to get some sleep tonight, man. I've been going to bed late. After I get off the live, I'll be wired. Yeah, so if you got you gotta have to probably go through some break beats too, to kind of build your sample library. Takes time, man. It takes time to build a sample library. We're talking about me having 20 years worth of sounds. Man, I appreciate anybody that's tuning in, man. If you're tuning in to watch, man, I'm hoping that I'm providing some value for cats, you know what I mean? Shout out to E. Santana. E. Santana says, hey, man, you might want to start off with that Streets of New York drum kit from ArkatechBeatz.com. Nah, it's official. It's a good kit. You know what I'm saying? I got some good music coming out with that. Yeah, it take years to hoard sounds, man. Like, we used to have to do so much to find sounds, man. Like, for real. Like, we had to find sounds. I had to shop for records and buy break beats and sample them and then save them again. I got a whole bunch of zip drives. I got zip discs. I got zip and jazz discs full of samples from the old MPC. Yeah, drums that knock is good. You know, there's a few guys I hear that got some good kits, man. You know, remember you just trying to get something that sounds different. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Cole Huyels, yes, these are the books that we've developed. We developed these books to kind of be easy reads. You know, if you look at them, they're not very large. Um, some of them will have like appendixes that will have like, you know, music industry terms, so you can kind of get an idea of certain things, the words, the things that we think you should know. We've made these very easy to read, relatively easy. We wanted to make things that didn't, that one, were inexpensive, and then two, that didn't like complicate the learning process. Because I just remember, like, I talked to a few guys. I talk to producers like almost daily that are having issues like recovering their royalties, and I've partnered with a bunch of guys that are helping producers and stuff to recover their royalties. And the conversations that I'm having, man, with some people is like, it's really discouraging, you know, in terms of folks not understanding the business and being taken advantage of. And I don't want people to have to go through that. And I've been there where you kind of don't know what's going on, and you're depending on these people to lead you in the right direction, and they're just not doing it. He said he had an inbox. I don't think 360s killed the music industry. I think the music industry has just evolved. I appreciate you, man. He said, "Who does my admin?" Listen, we do everything ourselves. We don't have anybody doing our admin. I wish it was like that simple where we can have people do the admin, but you know we're really self-contained. We've only had a manager maybe one time in our career. We've never, like, we've done everything ourselves, everything, and I know what that feels like, doing everything yourself. So that's why, like I said, I tried to start this platform and try to have people learn. You know, for those who have to do it on their own. Is producing the full-time job? Yeah. Producing is a full-time job, you know. Well, remember what I told people in the live yesterday. It's not just producing music anymore. It's a combination of producing music and then also producing content. You have to remember that the new producers are the new content creators. The new artists are the new content creators. So, you know, you have to pay attention to that. Yeah, it's dope. It's dope to see these guys getting their shine. You know, for I'm gonna tell you something. For a minute, the trap vibe had a chokehold on this game, and I didn't think it was really gonna I didn't think it was gonna come to a close. But I don't know if you guys notice a lot of the shift in the music, especially from the southern region. Like a lot of the music from the southern region, I believe, like now that now that Drake isn't giving out them stimulus packages, I think a lot of people are suffering right now. You getting to see who the real talent is. Content is king. Yes, in 2025, content is king. I call content compounding interest. Like, that is the way right now. There really is no other way. It says every New York rapper wanted to rap over ATL beats for years. See, that's New York's fault, man. You know, I'm a New Yorker, and you know the reality is that New York destroyed New York music. It was the gatekeepers that destroyed New York music, man. New York is too siloed. That's the one thing that I learned coming to Atlanta. In Atlanta, everybody worked with everybody. When I was coming out to Atlanta and I said, oh, there goes Gucci, I can go up to Gucci and Gucci would give me his number. You know, it would be different. Like in New York, you'd be like, oh, call my manager. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but you got to look at the numbers, Bill. Like the numbers, like, you know, when we talk about the numbers from that crew versus the numbers that are really necessary to sustain certain types of deals. You know, you gotta have gold and platinum records, man. You know, and certain sounds are not going to get you gold and platinum records that quickly. Certain sounds might be good for what I would call a niche audience, where you can kind of do your shows and you can get your marketing stuff and you can sell your merch and stuff and you can make a very, very good living. But then there's a level, you know, there are tiers to it, meaning, you know, being able to sell 500,000 units and being able to sell 1,000,000 units, not singles. We're talking about in terms of your albums, you know, it's very hard to do. And you have to have a universal appeal type of music, you know. So even though I always preach, like in 2025, I preach that, hey, you know, you don't need to have that to have a sustaining career. But this depending on how ambitious you are. Hey man, I'm from the Bronx, man. You know, I love what those guys are doing. Stay tuned. You gonna stay tuned. Stay tuned. You know what I'm saying? We're right around the corner. Stay tuned. With shout out to Benny and BSF and those guys. Shout out to those guys. Stay tuned, man. They tapped in. Stay tuned. We're about to give them the sign they grew up on. It's a Brother Tom SOS. Steven, you producing? Yeah, man. Get in on the ground floor. Build your relationship. That's how it works. Build your relationship. That's the best thing you can do with an artist. An artist that's upcoming. Build your relationship and be part of the ascension. Gotcha. Gotcha. Do I have any more music in here that I want to play before I leave? Let me see. Do I have any more music? Let's see. Boom bap is the comeback. Yep, it's coming back. I agree with that.
Arkatech Beatz.
Santana said play church party. Hold on, man. I got you, brother. I got you. I know you like that church party. I got you, brother. He said play church party for them. Oh man, that's wild. Church party was dope though. Hold on. You said mock beat software? So what we said, we had church party. What about the penitentiary thoughts though? How do I feel about beat battle events? You know, I've been invited to beat battle events, but I haven't necessarily done any. I've judged a lot of talent comps, and I was working with Coast to Coast mixtapes for a long time in Atlanta, and I was judging a lot of shows with them for a while, and I was judging shows with Jazzo and just different people from different labels and stuff. But never the beat battles, and the beat battles are tricky because I think as producers we sometimes judge beats, based on how crazy we could cook it up, how the switch ups can go, and my brain really doesn't work like that. My brain always works off of commercial viability, what's can we sell this? Can we sell this? Is there a way for us to turn this into a song that can get published? And I think that's a lot of times when I'm dealing with artists, I have to bring that to them, hey, there's a fine line between creativity and commercial viability. Man, we've been on live for 2 hours. 2 hours in. I'm about to jump out. Listen, like I said, man, I appreciate everybody that came into the live. Appreciate everybody that was that liked the live, shared the live, dropped any gifts, coins, whatever. I appreciate everybody on that, man. I'm about to jump up out of here. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to get on at the right time at 9 o'clock. Not an hour late and stuff like that. I'm going to try to do it at the right time. So, hopefully we can get that done. Listen, I appreciate everybody. Everybody stay safe out there. I'm going to leave it out with, for East Santana, I'm going to leave it out with the church party.